Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about why socialism doesn't work. Socialism promises equality, prosperity, and security, but it delivers poverty, misery, and tyranny. To put it nicely, socialism is the biggest lie of the 20th century. Socialism has failed in many countries and made them bankrupt, discredited, and flawed. Socialism starts by showing signs of success in collectivism. That initial success of collectivism quickly fades as the fundamental deficiencies of central planning emerge. As proven many times before, socialism in the long run leads to tyranny and misery. To prove my point, I would like to use Haiti as an example. Haitian refugees were risking their lives floating across the ocean in homemade boats. They were trying to get to America nearly 500 miles from their homes when they could have went to Cuba, which is the workers' paradise, which was nearly only 50 miles away. Many pro-socialists agree that pure socialism doesn't work, but a perfect mixture of socialism would work. I tend to disagree with this because they are trying to make a perfect version of socialism with an imperfect capitalistic, which is not going to pan out. Another good supporting factor is Nazi Germany. Hitler's Nazi Germany used socialism and its structure ultimately failed. Socialism is still lurking in parts of the country, causing misery and tyranny. Though socialism seems to attract at first, there are many problems that are not seen until they have taken place. Socialism involves surrendering your individual freedoms to the government, under which you are unable to choose your doctor, your career path, your educational direction, schools, or even schools for that matter. There will be no more freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of religion. Instead, the government will be playing the role of God. There will be no private ownerships of land or dwellings. Socialism and communism only seem to benefit those who are in charge. I'd like to now read to you a speech from John A. Quayle, which states, "After World War II, the socio-communist movement decided to masquerade its agenda by relabeling itself as liberalism. According to the Democratic Socialistic USA Party, liberal philosophy has always been closely related to socialism and communism. For this reason, the reason is pure deliberate deception. If socialist philosophy were truly viable, no person or group would ever have to resort to pulling the wool over the eyes of any country's citizens. Radical leftist ideology and also responsible for more deaths of innocent people under dictatorships than anything else in the history of mankind. Some of the most brutal regimes were those of Joseph Stalin, Adolf Hitler, Pol Pot, and Mao Tse-tung." Winston Churchill, who is a well-known author and pastor, made this quote on socialism. "Socialism is a philosophy of failure, the creed of ignorance, and the gospel of envy. Its inherent virtue is equal sharing of misery." This is coming from a man who was prominent during the times of socialism. So why does socialism always fail? I can give you an excellent example: the people. Humans will not usually perform any act of labor without any incentives. In the free market system, people are encouraged to work hard and reap the benefits of their hard labor, while in socialism there is no benefits or incentives. They are working ultimately for nothing, and humans will not do that. Statistics show that every country has been communistic or socialistic. Statistics show that every country that has been communistic or socialistic has ultimately failed. The following countries have fallen: Brook Farm and other utopian countries, Soviet Union, Eastern Bloc, Yugoslavia, and Sandinistas Nicaragua. Also Cambodia. These countries went down with the Berlin Wall, failed due to overthrow by other forces, or were abandoned by their inhabitants. There are failing socialistic societies that are forced to abandon their theories for moderation or pushed to the brink of failure. Cuba has all but abandoned socialism due to poverty and has become a dictatorship. Ever since Mao's failure, China is seeking capitalistic-like reform with an expanded free trade. and North Korea is on the brink of starvation due to disastrous failure. And all those are the many reasons I've given you to persuade you to not accept socialism. Are there any questions? Okay, thank you.